Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Okay, good. Welcome back. I'm the Centrist. I think my last stream was like March 14th or something. So we're now going on almost 6 months, I want to say. That's correct. I think that, yes, I think about 6 months is correct. March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, that sounds right to me. And before I just get back into streaming, whatever it is that I'm streaming, I wanted to make this video just to kind of explain what the situation and what happened, and most importantly, why I am not continuing my run of WoW Classic Hardcore. Because for anyone who's been following the channel, in March 14th, I had this level 49 character that I'd just been grinding through WoW Classic. And for anyone who was really paying attention, I had told people that I was moving at that time. I'm going to skip this. So, first off, I'll describe sort of what happened and what has led me to wait this long to start streaming again. First off, the place that I moved simply did not have internet capable of streaming. Just wasn't a thing. So that changed basically my lifestyle. And I wasn't going to even attempt to run WoW Classic Hardcore off camera, or off, no, I'm not on camera, but off stream, because I was worried enough about the internet connection that I didn't want to risk the character. And that lasted for about 3 months. Yeah, maybe 4 months. Yeah, something around there. And so around mid-July, or no, around mid-June. Yeah, okay, around mid-June, I found a situation that was better. Internet related. This is me, this is my character. But I didn't feel like I was back into streaming mode, or even just playing video games mode for a while. So just playing video games, I almost feel like I needed to reset my mental in terms of getting back into it. Especially, I didn't want to just jump into another challenge, into a challenge the scope of WoW Classic Hardcore. I say that, here I am sitting in the middle of my massive Dune Awakening base that I spent dozens of hours building. So I needed to get a feel for what my new job's hours were going to be, what a feel for my schedule was going to be, all of that fun stuff. Before I did anything. Before I did anything else. You know what? You know what? I'll just let me grab some loot chests while I'm doing this conversation, and then when I get back, it should be perfect timing for me to like show the base. Anyway, so there's a couple reasons why when I came back I didn't want to just get back into WoW Classic Hardcore. First is, I was very concerned about the safety of my character, given that it had been a long time since I played it. And, like, 3+ months is, that is a very, very long time to drop something like cold turkey and then not play it at that point. And I did not want to have my character die because, you know, there was a mechanic that I couldn't remember, or there should be a guy right here. What the heck? Or one of a million things that can happen because you know, when you're doing a hardcore run, you're really thinking about the game. You're thinking through every little situation, and I didn't feel like I was in that right headspace. also, the time interval presented another problem. For attentive viewers, I was starting to experience problems at level 49 of finding groups. Pretty serious problems, actually. I could not find groups to participate in the elite level quests with me. And so I was kind of just going into... I was just kind of showing up, like, trying to spam in the chat, like, hey, does anyone want to do these? And just not really finding a lot of success. Oh, let me grab my bloodsucker. There it is. And that was 3 months before. So at this point, the ecosystem is a lot worse. More people have left the server, more people have left the game. And even at March 14, I was feeling like I was behind the curve, like by quite a bit. I'm trying to catch up to the groups that were already raiding. And at this point, it would... Yes! There we go. I've been... Okay, I'm sorry. I've been looking for this, specific schematic for a long time. Compact compactor. Yes! Yes! I want to go back right away and do that. I don't want to take any risks with that. Sorry. That's like a 5% drop chance, by the way. So... I felt like I was now way behind the curve when it came to the game. Rude. And it just made me kind of want to want a clean reset, you know? You move to a new place, you kind of it's like a new semi-chapter in your life. You kind of want a fresh start. And I just decided that I was not going to continue my WoW Classic Hardcore character into what are the most dangerous parts of the game. I think most players would happily say that levels 50 to 60 are some of the most time-consuming, the hardest levels to grind. And I was just not really super interested in doing that. I was also conflicted about that they aren't offering Burning Crusade. That's not a huge part of the reason, but I did feel a little bit weird about, like, okay, well, the game's just gonna end, and then, you know, at that point, there's nothing... There's nowhere to take the journey after, you know, even if I was to succeed in it. So for those reasons, I felt that it would be best for me to...
Sector weather alert.
Oh.
A large sandstorm
Interesting.
approaching.
I've got to get some of this running. I don't have anything in my... Okay. Yeah, so I did not really... I was not looking forward to the idea of getting back into it. So then this leads me to now, what am I going to do? Well, first off, I've just been kind of playing for fun Dune Awakening. I've been having a lot of fun with this game. I feel like I've made really good progress. There's more work to be done, but it's also not exactly a streaming game, in my opinion. And so here are my goals, right? I have been playing Path of Exile 2 a little bit with a buddy of mine, and I think I'm going to attempt a hardcore run of Classic 2. Since Path of Exile 2 is actually like a quasi-roguelite, I'll be starting from the beginning of my journey with basically no inventory. I played it once, but I like sold everything but like a couple gold. So, like everything I could sell, I've sold, basically. How far is the sandstorm? Okay, it's coming in.
Sector weather alert. A large
So I'll probably do another video like this showing off my Dune Awakening base once it's fully done, once all my things are built. But then after that, I'm going to... Well, not after that, but during that, I'll be kind of just doing that on the side. And then really I'll be working on all this other fun stuff. So Path of Exile 2 I'll be doing. I want to find a game to speedrun. I'll be looking for a game like that. Nice. In the near future. Looking for a game to I mean, our Path of Exile 2 will be kind of the deathless run. Yeah, so I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna get back into streaming. I'm gonna see how much I can do. I think it's gonna be a blast. I think it's gonna be enjoyable. I mean, and really, like, doing this more as a part-time thing has been on my mind for a long time. And seeing kind of where it can go. I've never quite had the discipline to actually, like, do it rigorously. But I've been thinking about that for quite a while. So we'll kind of see where it goes. We'll see, you know, how fun it feels. But in the meantime, I'm going to show off my base. So first off, I'm going to show it from the outside. So this is actually the back entrance. So here I'll show off, first off, the placement of my base. My base is really nicely placed in between 3 major zones. There's a lot of aluminum. You could take, like, your buggy out down this valley, get all the aluminum you would need. The Odom's right here, so you can get some of the special materials. And then I'm also pretty close to to some exit points to go up to the deep desert when I need to. And of course, I can fly down to Sheol and grab some of the jasmium and radiation stuff whenever I need to. I wish it was kind of... let me see what time of day it is. Okay, so it's still going to be night for a little bit here. But this is the front entrance of my base. I put a guard tower here. I might try to put some Atreides swag on this. I've been kind of thinking about that, but... honestly, after looking at the Atreides stuff, some of it seems like it's not just, like, new cosmetics, but different, like, style architecture. And I'm not quite sure how to incorporate that into the base. But anyway, here you can see we have an entrance right here. That's a side entrance going up to the watchtower. And then you have the main kind of entrance for the buggy. I was trying to decide whether or not I wanted the shield in here, because once you get in here, this whole thing is enclosed, so I could just remove the shield and leave it open. And then maybe put a prudence door, like, right here, just to keep random people from wandering in. But, I don't know. I think this is fine. I also thought about lowering the height by 1 block, because I could, but I'm not going to do that for right now. Also, because I'm going to be eventually building a sandcrawler, and I don't know how tall that is. Alright. Let's refuel. And then let's fly up here. So, as I was building this base, first off, you can see, like, the wind-swept look I wanted. I really wanted the base to look like it encounters just tons of wind coming in off Arrakis. And I liked the idea of it being this kind of, like, sloping surface. Very reminiscent of Arrakeen, if you've seen the Dune movie. So I'm really proud of the architecture here. You have an enclosed walkway here. And then the addition that I'm going to make is I'm going to be building a hangar up here where I can, because right now you can see that there's actually no entrance for me and my Scout Ornithopter here. So I want to build, like, a personal hangar right up here for basically my Scout Ornithopter to set down in. I'm not sure if I'm going to build it vertically or I'll just build a straight horizontal entrance, kind of like I've been doing. I've been doing horizontal entrances for, you know, the last while, but I might do a vertical just to, like, try it out. And then originally, I was going to fill up this entire crevice. I was going to have just this one big structure. I thought that'd look kind of cool and imposing, but I realized that, like, flying around this to get into my base was really annoying. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna be nice. To myself and others, I'm going to leave this section open, and so you can fly right through here to come out to the back of the base. I had originally built a big, like, ramp here, like a big hangar entrance, and then I realized, like, why do I need to do that? I can just fly straight in. I can just fly straight in here. Then you can see up here we have this little extension. I'm not sure how I feel about this little extension, because it's basically just a walkway and I haven't done anything with it. I might end up getting rid of that and putting, like, some different, like, ramp style things to, like, look like it's windswept. I'm not sure. And then here, this bit of usable space over here. I'm going to extend this section out, and I'm going to turn it into a silo, basically, for my spice refinery. Because as I get bigger and bigger stuff and bigger equipment, I'm going to need some place to put it, and so this is like a natural kind of expansion spot. Because I don't want to build up any more here. I won't be able to fly through, and obviously I'm, like, right on the edge of a cliff, so I don't know how far over the cliff I want to build. But anyway, let's go in. Let's take a look at Home Sweet Home. So eventually, the Scout Ornithopter is going to be up top, and the Assault Ornithopter is going to go where this is. I have no idea where I'm going to put the Carrier and Hauler when I do. I don't know. At that point, I'll have to find a guild just for safety, so I don't, like, you know, go out into the deep desert and just die immediately. But anyway, let's go down here to, like, see the vehicle hangar first. So this is the vehicle hangar. We have my level 5. This is level 4, actually. My level 4 buggy. We have level 4 Dune bike. So I'll be upgrading these to the level 5 versions very soon. That shouldn't be like that. Actually, I want to kind of fix that right now. Yeah, I think this is what I want to... This is not the right piece. Is that right? I think that's right. Check that, and that looks good. All right, cool. Yeah, so you can see I've got this ramp going up. It's almost daylight, which is good. I've got light fixtures around. I might want this to be a little brighter, though. I'm not sure. I might put... I don't know. There's not really a good space for windows. But you know what? Let's go out the other entrance and come back in. Here we go. So we have this nice little side entrance here, protected from the wind. So you go in, and I've enclosed this whole space, and this leads right up to the watchtower. Now, this is a work in progress. I'll be basically trying to make this look like an Atreides watchtower as much as I can. So you go up, you can go up this ladder and really get this really nice view of the front entrance of my base. Yeah, I'll probably be putting in new windows here, like Atreides windows. Yeah, and then let's take a look at around the first floor of my base. So here we have vehicle storage specifically, as well as here I keep like a survival chest for when I'm going out into the deep desert and I don't want to bring all my nice equipment because I might get eaten by sandworm or killed by people or whatever. And then here we have all of the main storage of the base, which is actually like continuously getting full. So I'll be upgrading this one to a big storage container as soon as I can. And then basically I'm on aluminum tier and duraluminum. I'm on duraluminum tier for pretty much everything. So I'm not at plastinium yet. I'm still working on that. So this is like regular vehicle fabricator. And then we've got 2 medium ore refineries, because yes, you do kind of need to. This is one of my most recent additions, medium chemical refinery. I'm very happy with. We have a repair station, recycler, and you know what? Am I ready to place? I think. Let me see. No, we still need some duraluminum ingots before I can place. This is my last piece that I need to be full duraluminum tier in terms of my refineries and equipment. I'll still need to work on vehicles. Here we have a Fremen Death Still that I try to keep in use because I'm going for the 100 corpse achievement. And then you can take a look at my water cistern. So right now I have a capacity of 752,000 milliliters. Good, we got power for 20 days. Taxes are paid. Here's my spice refinery, such as it is right now. I have, how much spice do I have? Yeah, I have 43 of the spice melange. And I'm working on getting 20 of these mouse corpses so I can get the Muad'Dib achievement. And then down here you can see my power generation setup. I might just make a bunch more of these fuel generators in the long run. I'm not sure. I'm kind of thinking about it. And then this wall is basically going to be wall to wall in 2 layers of these large water cisterns. I'll leave all these are all full, like, well, most of them are full. And then the large water cisterns will just be water generation for days. So down here in the basement, we have all of the room we need. We'll have all of the room we need. By the way, if you're planning on building these, large water cisterns take up 2 blocks of space, like a block and a half of space. So I needed to like make this taller than the rest of the floor. And then we'll go upstairs. This is kind of just a survival fabrication system. We got garment fabricator here, weapons fabricator, survival fabricator, stuff like this. All this is going to get replaced by the advanced versions once I start building plastinium ingots. And then we'll take a look outside. Here we have access to the wind generation suite. Here we've got all our power generators going well. Those are the little ones. Right now we have 2 water wind traps. I don't really feel the need to build a ton of wind traps right now because these are all working pretty well. In fact, I'll actually make sure that these they're full up in terms of their filters, so they're gathering water right now. Excuse me. And then here we've got our 2 big power generators. Directional wind turbines. And these are doing well. So these are all just doing power generation for me. I'll probably put up some more. Like you can see, I've got tons of room here, which is really nice. And it looks really natural too. And then I can maybe put another one down here. Like, so there's a lot of room in terms of space for just building power generation up on top here. Alright, Alright, but let's go back inside and then keep going up. Maybe I missed my calling as an architectural engineer. And then here we have, basically, I put a bunch of these down basically to get the furniture achievement, just for having a bunch of furniture. But it is kind of themed because eventually this is going to be a library. So I've played around a little bit with the look for the library. I'm not quite sure how I want it because when it comes out, the books like block the windows. And I'm trying to decide if I want windows here. Maybe I should just do a fully windowless little area and make this section enclosed. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about it. So when I decide, I'm going to make sure this is a nice big library of some type. And then let's go upstairs. Yeah, I'm going to have to replace all these windows with like Atreides windows so they actually let in a bunch of light. And then here you can see I've started work a little bit with some of the Atreides sets. Here we have our bedroom with a bunch of garment sets and where I keep the money. And then we go to probably the most useless expansion in the entire base, which is just this, like, I wanted a walkway. I don't know. It is what it is. It's got a good view, though. And then I really love the look of this game. So, I'll do another video like this in, I don't know, like 3 months when I've finished the Plastanium build that I want to. And I'm, like, happy with it. Until then, yeah, I hope I've answered any questions you might have about why I've been so long in getting back to streaming, what I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to begin working on my Path of Exile 2 run soon. Maybe today, probably not. In the meantime, I wish all of you happy flying and happy gaming, and I will be finding a game to deathless run and speed run. A game that I can play hardcore. Anyway, I will drink some water, and then bid all of you adieu.